What is up, everyone? Welcome to It's Been a Week. I'm your host, Ben McDonald, and this is your weekly dose of whatever the hell just happened. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to It's Been a Week. It is my birthday episode. It is officially Gemini season. It's officially Pride season. It's all the fun seasons. Birthdays are a funny thing, right? Like, it's something we celebrate, and it's like we all have one, and it comes around every year, but we make such a big deal out of it. And I was like, okay, what is the whole point? Like, who cares? But then I really realized, on my birthday, when you start to receive all these like text messages and phone calls and Facebook messages and people posting stories of like memories, I was like, birthdays, I guess, are really a time where you get to reflect and see like how many important people you have in your life and people that love you and reach out to you. So I was like, that's really, I guess, more what it is. So I do thank you to every single one of you that reached out. I had a great birthday. I threw a pool party, which parties are a lot of work, right? The prep, the cleanup, all the things. Like, it was fun. It was a great time, but it really is a lot of work. And, I'm 33 years old this year, which 33, it's like, holy shit. Like, how am I 33 years old? And I feel like 30s are like, I don't know, a fun, it's a fun time, right? It's like you're not in your 20s anymore when you're like dumb and you think you know everything and you're making mistakes left, right, and center. 30, it's like you're not a kid anymore, but you're not old. You're just like kind of at that sweet spot. Like your 30s, I think, are just like, I don't know, meant to have fun. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm embracing 33. I'm ready for this year. I'm ready for what's to come next. So along with it being my birthday, it's also Pride Month, which I fucking love that I get to share my birthday with Pride Month. And fun fact, did you know what? I've never actually came out. Like, I never had like an official I'm out. I never had this moment of aha, I'd like to announce to the world I'm gay. I just kind of like was gay. So I'm going to take this moment. This is my official coming out moment on It's Been a Week that I, Ben McDonald, am fucking gay. So there you have it. I do want to talk a little bit about Pride Month, because every year around this time, I post this meme that says Pride Month is important because there's people out there that think they're better off dead than being gay. And I've spoke about this before. The LGBT youth is 4 times more likely to commit suicide. And it's just, I just can't believe that at this day and age and where we are, that we still give a shit about who people choose to love or what they choose to do with their life. Like, it's so mind boggling to me. Like, Joe Schmo down the street, I don't know him. I don't care what he's doing. Like, as long as he's not hurting anybody, I don't care. And why are we so consumed with what other people are doing? I don't understand that. And that, what the funniest part is, the people that are the most homophobic or have the biggest issue with it, most of the time are the closeted ones, and that really just have some secrets that they're not willing to share. Okay. But Pride Month is really important because the reason we have Pride, it's for, visibility. It's for awareness. It's for, celebrating survival. The LGBT community has gone through so much. We have been discriminated. We have been hated. We have been hate crimed. There's so much shame and so much like making people feel that they are not worthy of life just because of who they love. You look back at Pride when it first started, it started as a riot, and it was trans women that were finally sick of all this bullshit and really stood up for the LGBT community. And thank God they did, because look where we are today, that we actually do get to, survive. And I'm not saying that hate doesn't still happen and that awful things don't still happen, but I would like to think that most of us are moving to a more accepting, more loving, better place, right? And right now with this current administration, the trans community is so under attack, and it's so sad. And I've thought this too, that it's so funny that it's like, okay, you're either straight and then you guys are in this category, and if you're not straight, you're shoved over here into this category. Like, that's why we have every fucking letter in the alphabet. That's why it's LGBTQI plus Q. I think I might be missing a letter, but it's like, if you're not straight, then you're over here in this group. And I am all about equality. I am about everyone. I love my trans brothers and sisters. I love my gay, straight, bi, lesbian. I have friends on every letter. But it is funny that sometimes we're all in the same category, because like I can't speak for a trans person's experience or a trans person's what they've had to go through, because as a gay man, it is completely different. We have completely different, circumstances, feelings, thoughts, way we're treated. Like it's so opposite. So sometimes I'm like, it's kind of annoying that we're all just put in this one category, because like we all have separate issues and separate stories and whatever. But the way that the world is coming down on trans people right now, why do you give a flying fuck? Why do you care what other people are doing? Why, like, focus on yourself. They're so under attack right now. We're trying to take their rights away. And people get all, oh, I don't want, this person in the bathroom with this person. Okay, that is not what's happening. Okay. A woman that has transitioned into a man is not going into the bathroom to molest your child. What you need to watch out is for your Catholic priest, because that is proven that they will do that. Also, if you're that concerned about your child going into a bathroom, they shouldn't be going into the bathroom by themselves. They like if that's an issue, like you go in the bathroom with your child. I also think a better solution to make everyone happy, why don't bathrooms just have floor to ceiling, like the stalls, the stalls that are like their own doors, and everyone just has their own little room. Whether you're going in there to do whatever you want to do, everyone has their own little situation, and there you go. Problem solved. And pride is yes, is it about the glitter and the rainbows and the parties and the fun? Absolutely. And it is. If you've never been to a pride festival, you should go. If you've never been to a gay bar, you should go. Even if you're not gay, you go to these places and you're just surrounded with love. Everyone just wants to have fun. Everyone just wants to let loose. Everyone just wants to be happy, and that's like what it should be. You get people that say like, oh, why isn't there a straight pride? There's not this. And it's like, straight people have never had to fight for the right to exist. They've never had to fight for the right to marry. They've never had to fight for which bathroom to use. They've never had to, worry about getting fired just because of who they love. Straightness has always been the default. It's celebrated every day in movies, weddings, religion, politics. Like you name it, that's what it is. Pride exists so that queer people have a space and go places where you're not treated as a joke, and they get to be themselves, and they get to also, pride is about showing younger generation or older people who are still haven't come to terms who they are, that it's okay. You can be seen, you can be loved. It's a place for everyone to come together, and you can like be you, and that's okay. And if you have a problem with that, then get fucked. So there's that. I think everyone just needs to calm it down a little bit, relax, love who you want to love, and just, anyone, whether you're straight, gay, bi, lesbian, transgender, queer, questioning, pansexual, asexual, whatever sexual you want to be, everyone on It's Been a Week, you're accepted here, you're loved here. Unless you're fucking annoying, then I don't care what you are. If you're fucking annoying, you're out. I think that for me growing up, I always knew I was gay, deep down, but to get to a point in life when you can actually say that out loud, like I'm gay, it's it's a mind fuck. It takes a while. I remember being younger thinking like, oh, this is just a phase, or this is not, I'm not really feeling this way, or I'm bi. I thought that one for a long time. I used to get made fun of in high school, and it was weird how people would make fun of you in high school, because it would be more like, you're in front of a big group of people, and then someone would be like, hey, are you gay? And it's like, in that moment, what are you supposed to say? Yes, I am. It's like, you get all, no. And so that was the way it would be like made fun of in school, which I was like, which funny enough, some of the guys that were like the most like bullies about it, guess who just came out as gay? So everything happens in its own timing. I can say now to this day, like I love myself. Like I truly, truly love myself. And I think that self-love is not something that comes easy. I don't think it's something that comes overnight. I think it's something that takes time and, some deep thought and some growth. But like I truly have come to a point in life where I'm like, I love who I am. I love the life that I'm building. I try my hardest to be a good person. I try my hardest to make people laugh. I try my hardest to make my friends feel important and feel seen and feel special. And do we make mistakes in life and do we fall short? Like absolutely. Everyone does. But in general, I truly love who I am. And that did not come overnight. I remember there was a time when I tried so hard to change who I was. I tried so hard not to be gay. I tried so hard to try to be something else and suppress my feelings and suppress this. And it's like that was horrible. It's a horrible feeling that when you feel like you can't really be yourself, when you're scared of you're going to get judged, you're scared of how people are going to treat you. And looking back, I wish I had the personality and the spunk and the wit that I have now, as a teenager. Of course, that would have been fucking great. If those kids would have said something to me then, I would have come back at them, twice as hard and shut them up real quick. But, you have to grow into yourself. And I remember there was like a moment when I finally was like, okay, I think that I am gay. And it was a hard, like, to actually say those words out loud. Even now saying them, I'm like, wow, I'm really sitting here saying this. And I've been gay for a long time. But, it just was like, I remember when I had my first boyfriend and we were hanging out all the time and we were together all the time. And I was driving with my mom in the car and we were going down the freeway. And I remember she just turned to me and she goes, "Are you and so together?" And my heart, I wanted to jump out of the vehicle. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. This is happening. And at this point, it was kind of like in that point where I was starting to come to the realization, but I wasn't really ready to come out and I wasn't ready to say yes, but it was starting to get obvious. So I was like, yep, I am. And my mom was like, "It's fine. I love you," and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, that was easier than I thought. I remember telling a few friends and I would tell a couple people. And my stepfather was very, very, he was a racist, homophobic man. And the things he would say about other people who he thought was gay, or like the rude comments he would say, it really put it in a place where I was like, well, I'm never going to be able to come out. I'm never going to be able to admit that I'm gay. And, when I did finally when it was starting to become more obvious and I was starting to come to the realization, my mother she always had gay friends. She always had gay people in her life. I mean, her twin sister was gay for a minute, but it was always, she was fine with it. But my stepfather, he created an environment where I never felt like I was going to be able to be myself or come out, because the way he would speak about gay people, it was terrible. I mean, not only calling people fags, but just mean, horrible, derogatory things. And I had a sister who, when she found, when I did finally tell her, she would make fun of me and she would make comments to her friends in our high school rodeo thing. And she said horrible things about me being gay too. But you know what? Sometimes families are tough and sometimes life's tough and sometimes being gay is tough, but it doesn't always have to be. Okay. My therapist told me one time, she goes, "Ben, you have the family you're born with and the family you make. So sometimes you got to stick with the family you make. Keep your friends close. Keep fun people close. Keep good energy close." And, there's no guest this week on the episode. It's a solo episode. You're going to hear from AJ, but I really want to come on here because I am a proud gay man. And for people, I know that took a lot for me to say. And I want people who are out there, who are struggling, who are questioning themselves, who are wondering what they need to do. It's okay. Take your time. Figure out who you are. Figure out what you want to be. But don't suppress yourself. Don't change yourself. Don't become what you to make other people happy. Fuck that. I've had so many people in life tell me, you can't do this, you can't do that, you'll never be this. Well, look how that's going for them, because I'm like, watch me. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. So happy Pride Month to everyone out there. I hope you guys celebrate it. Celebrate your gay brothers and sisters. Celebrate your gay friends. We're fucking fun. We bring the life to the party. We bring the energy. We bring the creativity. We need gay people in this world. And if you don't agree with me, well, bye. Again, I don't have those types of people in my life. So if you're struggling and you've got people like that in your life, take a note out of my book and just adios, amigo. Yeah, so it's a shorter episode this week. You're going to hear from AJ. There's no special guest. I'm my own special guest because it's my fucking birthday. And it's Pride Month. And I'm going to be celebrating Pride Month all month long. So to everyone out there, gay, straight, bi, trans, single, partnered, asexual, bisexual, I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to be, happy Pride Month. Happy birthday to me. And everyone out there, I will see you next Tuesday. Thank you for listening to that episode of It's Been a Week, but don't touch that dial because it's not over yet. Get ready for the after show. Been there, done that with AJ, where we're going to get AJ's take on whatever the fuck I just said. And We're back. We've been there, done that with AJ. We're here on the gayest episode to date.
The gayest episode. Well, before we go, we have to do happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ben.
Thank you.
That was quite the party you had this weekend.
Oh, it was a doozy.
It was really fun. It was so fun that people came in and that people were able to show up. I mean, I know we weren't sure we were going to have the party, and then due to timing and then due to the weather, and it ended up being like the most perfect, beautiful day, and it all worked out.
I mean, I almost canceled the party like 5 times.
I know, but it happened and it was amazing. So I'm so excited for you. It was a great day.
It was. And a special shout out to everyone that flew in because we had Brandon fly in from Maine.
Yep.
We had Laura, who lives in California, but she had gone to Ohio, picked up her friend Colleen, and they flew in.
Yep.
And then, literally, at 8 p.m. the night before the party,
Yep.
we texted Brian and Tanya.
And they got on
a flight 3 hours later,
Yep.
didn't sleep, and was at our front door at 6 a.m. And then Tanya came with me to my spin class, my birthday ride.
I know, it was pretty cool.
Like, she didn't sleep for 48 hours. She's the Energizer Bunny.
They're the best. And we had such a good time. I'm so happy. It was such a great day. Everyone that came was so awesome. It was really an amazing pool party. We had such a good time.
It was a good group.
Yeah.
We had, what, like 35 people?
At least.
Maybe more?
Mean, yeah.
It was a good blend. And I got a little sunburn. As you can tell, I'm red as shit in this video right now.
You were doing shots of Fireball. Everyone was having your shots. We had your 5-gallon keg of Fireball.
5 liter.
Oh, 5 liters of Fireball.
And I know it's like, if you're at a party with me, I'm pouring Fireball down your throat. But how about the Fireball that like spilt on my shoulders?
Oh my God. It looked like you were from The Last of Us. It looked like you had that disease.
I spilt Fireball. I spilled it on everyone. But when I spilt it on myself, it like, I don't know, it like stuck to my skin and dripped down. And then the sun must have, I don't know if it fried like the cinnamon.
No, it was like in seconds, your skin turned that color, as did all the other people that you poured it on, and the cake that you poured it all over before everyone got to enjoy it.
Well, it's like a little fireball in the cake. Might give it a little zing.
Loved the gift that Nate gave you, your jean Speedo.
Speedo that I did a little dance in.
And that game, Beer Pressure. Let's talk about some beer pressure. Beer pressure, you should be advertising on this podcast because that is the game of the season.
That game. So it's basically like, remember how Cards Against Humanity had like, everyone wanted to play that?
Yeah.
I think Beer Pressure is the new game. It is so fun. It is such a party game. All you have to do is you sit around a table and everyone draws a card and oh boy.
No, I mean, it's so fun. It's a drinking game at the end of the day, but you get to know people too through some of the questions.
Through kissing, through body shots, through lap dances.
But also like who's the most likely to get a DUI or who's the most likely to like end up in jail. And then people are like, I've been in jail. And you're like, you have?
Well, and who's the most likely to start a podcast? I definitely.
Oh, you win that one every time. But it was a great time. But now on to the gay.
Gay.
So you've come out officially?
I'm gay.
Oh my God. How funny.
I'm officially out of the closet. So for anyone who's questioning or wondering, the rumors are true.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad that you were able to allow us that moment for you to share that with us. You know, it's not all the time that everyone has the opportunity. Sometimes people are outed.
Oh, I did mention on here that my aunt was lesbian, but she was for a minute. She literally, I used to call her Uncle Jean. She dated this like butch woman. And it was like, what? Which it's so funny that she's the one that did that because I mean, she's out here cheating on her husband. But you know what? We don't need to spill everyone's tea now, do we?
Well, I don't know about all that, and you do love to spill the tea. So,
well, karma's a bitch.
Okay. I had a few times where I came out.
You did? Oh yeah. What was your coming out story?
Oh my God. Well, Amanda, when she came to visit me in Florida the first time, like we had our little rendezvous before this, and like because you thought we were in love. And like,
you've been with women,
yeah,
like serious relationships,
yeah. And she came to visit me, and she gets off the plane, and I love it. You know, I love Amanda. By the way, she just texted me, and Bruce is going to be in a pay-per-view for that wrestling AEW thing that he does in Dallas.
Oh,
so
cool.
We should go to it. It's
You want to laugh? You watch two gay guys go to this what is it? WWE or
AEW? It's just like that,
but the different, yeah,
the different one.
Watch us go to a wrestling match. we are fish out of fucking water.
I know, but it was really fun.
Yeah,
So
it
we
was.
have to go and he should be on the podcast when he's here. That would be so
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
So, anyways, Amanda gets off the plane in Miami. I like go to pick her up, and within seconds, I'm like, I got to tell you something. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm gay. And she's like, okay, I can't wait to watch you make out with a guy because Amanda's just that cool.
Yeah.
So that was Amanda. And then Holly,
Dated Holly.
no, but
Oh,
Holly,
yeah.
Cassandra's Holly. So Cassandra knew already that I was gay. I don't remember how that all went down, but I think it was Holly, just Holly. Maybe it was Cassandra too, but I think it was Holly. And we invited her to come meet us out on South Beach at like this bar to go out. We would always go out on Lincoln Road. We go to Segafredo and we get food and then we go out and go to the bars, whatever, on South Beach. And then this night we were like, oh, meet us on Lincoln Road. And she met us and we were right in front of this bar Score. And I was like, yeah, so we're gonna like go in this bar because I'm like, and she's like, are you serious? Like, you think I don't know? We had the best time. We went to Twist, which you've recently gone to.
Twist is a hell of a time.
Yeah. So there was like all kinds of little things like that. But when I came out to my parents, I had been living in Philadelphia because I was going to go to grad school. And I was dating this guy, which I went to boarding school, and my boarding school was for the arts. And one of my best friends in boarding school was a ballet dancer. He ended up becoming a principal ballet dancer for the Pennsylvania Ballet. So I went to go see him dance, and his partner, who was the female principal dancer at Pennsylvania Ballet, they fell in love and they got married. And so I went to this wedding, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm at the wedding, I meet another dancer from the ballet.
Okay.
And that person becomes like my boyfriend essentially. And I apply to go to University of Penn for grad school. Had no intentions. And I had missed some of the deadlines. So like you had to only apply to rolling programs. So I applied to a program to get into government relations and Arabic studies because I thought I could be a spy in the fuel industry. I'm like, who would think that I'm a spy? And it was
you?
No, but it was a great idea.
Okay.
And so I got in the program. So I moved to Philadelphia the summer prior to going into this, like right when I get out of University of Miami. Whoop. And I'm living in downtown Philly with this boyfriend of mine, waiting to get my own apartment because I was like, I need to have my own apartment. But just the timing, it was like, there was like a month and a half or something where I was like, before I get my own apartment. So I'm like, living with this person, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and they weren't there.
Cheating on you?
Well, I was like, I don't know what's going down. And so one night, like, I'm like, where are they? I go out into the streets trying to find them, screaming their name. I end up finding them. They had gotten into some drug stuff, sadly. And throughout this, my parents were like, what is going on with you? They could tell something was wrong with me.
Right.
They thought I was doing drugs. I'm like, I'm not doing drugs. Like at that point, I could barely like hold two alcoholic drinks without being fucking crazy. And so I went home to New Hampshire and I sat my parents down. My mom was kind of next to me and my dad was at the other end of the dining table. And I was like, so I got something I got to tell you. I'm definitely not doing drugs, but the person that I'm dating is doing drugs. And that's why you think something's wrong because you're feeling that energy. And I was like, and that person's a boy because I'm gay. And I'm not going to go to Penn for grad school because I don't really like Pennsylvania. And I was doing this all because of them. And I need to break up with them. So I'm going to move to LA. My mom was like, we love you. It's typical or stuff. And my dad was like, when are you going to get a job? And it was easy. But
well, you're lucky because not everyone has that kind of a coming out story.
I know, but it's like I am so lucky with my parents, and you know that. Yeah. But I think that, yes, I'm lucky. It was so nice to be able to own my story. And I think you know me well enough. Even if someone else wants to own my story, I kind of like don't play into it until I'm going to own my story, and then I own my story. You do that too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was my coming out, and there was like it was a boop, 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 like different times. Like I'd come out in school, my parents had no idea, and I was living this life down in Miami, and they had no idea. And then I moved to Philly, they had no idea. Then I told them, so it was like it trickled. But
yeah, you're lucky. Not everyone has that good of a coming out story.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
I just came out today.
Oh my God. Well, I'm so glad that you're gay.
Thank God, huh?
I mean, thank God. I was like, I never knew. I was like hoping and praying that eventually you'd come out. I did have a boyfriend once that didn't come out, who I still am not sure if they're fully out, but I think they might be. But
I dated someone too, and they weren't out, and I was like, "How is this gonna work?"
no, it was when I did it, it was horrible. Like I literally
Yeah,
would. It was long distance too, and I would visit, and like they'd be like, "You got to wait because I'm going out with my other friends, and like you can't be there." And like I knew that it wasn't. They didn't want to hurt me, but like it
right,
hurt,
right.
you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Um, yeah. So everyone, be gay, be happy, be you. If you want to come out, you can. If you don't. But if you want to sleep around and try something out, you should because you might find out you like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, dibble dabble.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
This was by far the gayest episode. All right, everyone. I'll see you next Tuesday.